Here's the latest Zero SRF. Now Alec at the English electric motorcycle company very kindly lent me one for a couple of days. Some of you might recall I rode the SR and their Supermoto and really loved them. But this new version is a completely new bike from the ground up. And it has the same size battery, but with the options obviously to have bigger batteries and quicker charging. And look at that motor. It's huge. Now it's something like 110 horsepower, but the shocking figure is the torque. 140 foot-pounds of torque. Now if you compare that to the Kawasaki H2, which has 115, or even to my Super Duke, which is known as a torque monster, which has what, 105 claimed. This thing is just incredible, man. Now let's just go walk around it a bit so I can show you. Looks very nice, and that color or whatever, cover, vinyl, whatever, this is specific to the guys at the English Electric Motor Company, and they put it on mainly to attract more people at exhibitions and so on. But it's quite nice. It's decals, so you can, if you like them, you can order them actually from them if you wanted to. Let's see. Ah, look at this. Made me laugh when they delivered it yesterday. They took it to a where is it? There. To a track day. I don't know if you can see it. And it says noise test passed. I said, who's the plonker who wanted to test an electric bike for noise? Well, maybe if I get one, I can go back to doing track days, because none of my bikes pass the noise test. It's got a nice LCD display, which is here. Let me show it to you. And you can customize it to your heart's desire. Currently it shows battery temperature, motor temperature, the battery charge, the range. I've got it now in sport mode. I had it in, they've got, what do they have? They have Rain, Eco, Street, Sport and Beast. Beast mode, I had it in Beast mode, but the regenerative braking on it it's too much. It's like engine braking if you want. So I put it in Sport, and I like it in Sport. Range currently is showing 80 miles. Well, obviously it depends on how you ride it. What else? This one has got the full Bosch traction and stability control, unlike the older version, which didn't have any traction control or stability control. This one does. Charging. If you open this here, and then you get the charge socket there. The older version gave you this option only with the optional battery pack, which replaces the tank here, or inside the tank I should say. But this one is just one connection, and then in here, so for home you will plug it here or work, and then you've got a standard socket at the other end. And I believe it depends on how good your electric supply is. It takes about 8 hours to a full charge, but then if your electric supply is better, it can take less. And you know, this electric stuff is beyond me, but I'm trying to explain it to you as best as I can. Let's show you here. So if I open this, and then here they give you the cable, so you can plug it into street charge points. And with this standard model, it's 4 hours to a full charge, something like 30% per hour. But if you get the optional 6 kilowatt charger thingy majiggy battery, it can be, I think, 40 minutes to 80% and 1 hour to a full charge, and that makes a lot of sense, man, for these types of bikes. Haven't ridden it except to here for now, so I can't compare it to the old model. I'll ride it and then I can tell you. Now, I've got petrol, fuel, gas, whatever you want to call it, running through my veins. But times are changing, man, and I think it's sooner than we think we are going to be forced to go to such bikes. I mean, now in London, we had the low emission zone, which was not very strict, and then they introduced the ultra low emission zone, which, you know, the guy who does my tires, he bought a van in 2016 and that doesn't even pass, and he was so pissed because, I mean, imagine buying a 2016 van and it doesn't pass an emission, and that tells you how dirty diesels are. And bikes, I think from 2007, they don't qualify. If you ride into the ultra low emission zone, you pay £14 a day, which is huge. So maybe soon they will introduce a zero emission zone, and you can only ride or drive, you know, electric cars and bikes, and I think that it will come very soon, because they're really struggling. They give you advice, buy diesel, and it's better for the environment because it's better MPG and all that garbage, and anybody would know how dirty diesel is, and then they said, oh sorry, we were wrong. I mean, come on, politicians for you. But the options that we're having these days on these electric bikes are getting better and better, in my opinion. Now, coming from RJ, but we have to you know, adapt to the times. I hope it doesn't come so soon, but if it comes, then we have the options. I think I'll be testing the Energica, whatever, however you say it, next. They offered it to me, but I don't have time currently, so maybe in October sometime I will test that one. It looks good, it looks nice, and he gave me 2 seats with it because it had the low seat, and I said it's too low, but he had the higher seat with him in the van, and he gave me that, and I fitted it yesterday. It's just one bolt, and that makes it much more comfortable for me. What else can I tell you? I'll go and ride it and do a typical commute on it in town now, and then I will let you know. Usually at the end of such a walk around vid, I say, you want to hear her? But unfortunately in this instance you can't hear her. Well, standing still, that is.